I love Bachelor because you get to see them like talking on a date and see what they're saying to each other. So this is like a really, a lot of times the Bachelor, Bachelorettes can be like a hot mess. And I would tell you, don't do what they did. I would tell you, like, watch it and don't ever do that. So The Bachelor is back, and I am so excited about this season because it's Zach. And Zach was in The Bachelorette last season, and he was just a really good guy. And I really felt like he was a genuine person looking for love, and he was really intentional. And actually, that's exactly what he's bringing to the table this season, which I love. He is so intentional. Like, if you're into Bachelor, you're not into Bachelor, it doesn't matter. I really think that you should watch the season because Zach is a very intentional person. He knows what he wants. He wants something serious and lasting. And the way that he's navigating that is really something that I think women can really benefit from, and actually men too, where you guys could see how he's talking to the women and trying to really emotionally connect, okay, making that space. I'm all about that emotional connection, but something that I feel that is going way wrong on the season already is there's so many makeout sessions. It's like, what's happening? Like I do think, chemistry is a big deal, and to see if there's chemistry, right? And I love how Zach is like, I'm looking for my best friend. And that's exactly right. Like, I completely agree with that. But it can get really confusing and really just fuzzy. And, oh my gosh, you're kissing this person, kissing that person. And you start to get really attached to this person because you're throwing that physical component in before you really know that person. Okay. So like my advice to Zach and the women there, it would have, well, first of all, it's too late now because they've all been making out. But I would have said, don't kiss, wait. Like, for real, have like real conversations and get deep with someone before you decide to kiss them. Like one of the girls, what's her name? Oh my gosh, it's Christina. She has a kid. I love that she wanted to talk to him about that. But they were kissing before she was able to even express any of that. I feel like, and I love that Christina was like this proud single mom. And it was like, this is me. This is what is the most important thing in my life. And how do you feel about that? So I feel like this was her attitude about it wasn't like, oh, this is baggage, this is a lot. But you know what? She was a little bit, I could see in her eyes, she was a little scared that he was going to be like, no, I'm not up for this. Right. So, spoiler alert, he was like totally freaked out. He was honest about that. And he was like, this is scary. I wasn't thinking, like, I wasn't prepared for this, But, he really does feel like he cares and wants to like see where it goes with her. But I feel like those kind of conversations about your, like, your value, you have a kid, all those deep things should come before you start making out with people. And basically what was happening when you start watching the show, if you haven't, you need to see it. They'll have like one thing to say, like, oh, hey, I'm like from Austin. Oh my God, me too. Like, that's so cool. Like, I'm like, that's so exciting. Yeah. I totally see myself in Austin. Oh my God. Yes. Make out. It's like, wait a second. We just had like two things. Like, there's a lot more to go through. Right. So yeah, that's one of the things that like, I feel like I need to give some constructive criticism to Zach, but other than that, he is very intentional, and I love that. And there's something else that you really have to like notice with Gabby. It is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because I feel like she feels a lot of women can relate. And I feel like, so she was seeing everybody else talking to him, having these connections, right? And she's like, oh my God, I need to talk to him. I haven't even talked to him yet. I have to talk to him. She's like, I want to like just tell him everything. So she sits down with him and starts talking to him, and they talk, but it's like, she says, quote unquote, word vomit. She just keeps talking about, like, she says something about nicknames. Oh, what should I call you? She's trying to be funny. They're not really getting deep. It's all kind of surface level. She says a little bit about her family, but she doesn't really give space at all for him to share, right? And this is something that I need you guys to understand. He didn't kiss Gabby. He didn't kiss her at that moment when they're talking. And she was so upset. And she's like, why do I feel so worthless? She said something about that. She was crying afterwards, like, but not in front of him. And it was like, for her, it's like, oh my gosh, he needs to kiss me so I can feel like I'm worth something. That's how I felt. And I'm like, this is where we have things backwards, I don't think that Zach kissed her because they didn't have an emotional connection, because she didn't create any space for him to share. So like, I think like in her mind, she's like, I just want to kiss me. I know you're kissing everybody else. But it all is all about, especially for a man, it's like you have to connect emotionally. The only way a guy can connect emotionally with you is if you leave space for them to share something like deep about themselves and about who they are and about what they value and what has shaped them to be who they are, right? She didn't like leave that space. She just kept talking and trying to be funny and like surface. And he even looked bored. He was like, what? And he didn't kiss her, and then she feels worthless, and that's a whole other thing in itself, because for her, why is getting kissed give you worth, right? Like, I wish that she would know how worthy she is, and he doesn't have to kiss her and like validate her worth. That's something that I feel is gonna bite her in the ass. Like, if you have that insecurity, you're comparing yourself to everybody else. I feel like she's not ready for what's to come, because I have seen so many bachelors and shit only gets worse. Things only get more competitive, right? Quote unquote. I don't think, and this is something that, like, when the women come on the show and they are confident in themselves, it's not about a competition. Like, they don't see it like that. They go and they just shine their light, and they're going to see if this is my person. This is who I am. Let me be honest. And I love how Zach said that from the beginning. He says a toast, and he's like, just be honest. Be who you are. Like, that's it. And be open and share. And he is saying something that I feel like all of us need to really, all of you amazing people listening to this should remember that. Like, be honest, be open, share who you are. But Gabby, she was, I feel, really nervous. She's a little insecure. She's not so confident in herself. That's what it came off to me. And when she starts talking to him, doesn't leave space for him to share. She's just trying to be funny, and they don't emotionally connect in that moment. Okay. So when you watch a show, okay, I really think you can take a lot from it. When you are out there dating, chatting, notice how, like, Zach is mature. He is emotionally available. He is like ready for something serious. He wants to have deep conversations. He shares like really intimate things about his life and his, like, he was born with a disease and all these things, like, in his relationship with his mom. Like, he is so sweet. Like, he's a really good person. Sometimes women feel like, oh my God, I can't talk about real deep shit because that's going to scare a guy away. But you know what? That's going to scare a boy away. That's going to scare a freaking boy away. Like, bye-bye, boys. You're looking for a man who can have real conversations about real shit and about who really knows, like, oh my gosh, his emotions and is connected to himself and to what he's been through. That shows a level of maturity that you want in your life. Okay. So I feel like, yeah, you got to go see Bachelor, because I think that it will really empower you and be like, oh my gosh, and realize, oh my gosh, I can have real conversations with a man. And you can see what Zach is looking for. and Zach is creating these conversations because, I do these things with the women I work with, and we do like chats and templates and DMs and how conversations look like. I love Bachelor because you get to see them like talking on a date and see what they're saying to each other. So this is like a really, a lot of times the Bachelor, Bachelorettes can be like a hot mess. And I would tell you, don't do what they did. I would tell you, like, watch it and don't ever do that. This is finally a really good example of, oh my gosh, like, look at their conversations. They're talking about real shit. They're getting deep. They're connecting emotionally. But then, of course, they make out way too much. Like, you can't have it all. We're not like there yet. Okay. But I do think you can take a lot from this. I am so excited that the new season started right in time for Valentine's. And on that, I have to tell you, because Valentine's is coming up, okay, and you may very well be feeling like, oh my God, I'm in a situationship that hasn't like turned into anything, or oh my God, I'm in this situation with blah blah, who knows what situationship you're in, or you're not even in any situationship and you want to be. I am offering a crazy Valentine's bonus offer. It's a crazy Valentine's offer, and I'm really excited about it because it is all about step one, self-love. And yes, you may very well be single this Valentine's, or maybe not have your crazy love story yet, but I'm telling you something, I am on a mission for you to find it. It's all about taking effort and making that effort, and I want to make it really, really easy for you. Okay, so I have this course. It's video content that I am giving to you, and it is crazy, crazy, crazy affordable. I put the price down tremendously for Valentine's, and I'm really happy and excited about it. I don't know if you remember back in the beeper days, I used to have a beeper, and 143 meant I love you. And it was like 1, 2, 3s, I miss you. 50538 backwards. If you flip your beeper around, it says besos, like which is kisses. Like, we used to have beeper codes, beepers. Anyway, 143 meant I love you. And so I am offering this Valentine's special for my course, like the video content that is a game changer that will give you so much clarity on your self-love journey, on why you are attached, the way you attach, the love language, all of those things, and give you clarity on who your ideal partner is and how to find him. So like, oh my gosh, this Valentine's would be so exciting for you to have that. It's $143. And on top of that, I'm going to give you a 1 bonus group call with me. So this is amazing. I just felt like it's Valentine's. I want to give you and show you my love. I really want you to find that crazy love that is waiting for you. And this is a huge, huge, huge opportunity. Okay, so sending lots of love for you guys. I'll leave the link below, so make sure to click in there. You can also check it out on jackielore.com. I'm so excited to be on your journey to help you find crazy love, because it has to be crazy love or nothing.